It is so beautiful over here. I love it. Look at that. Just look at that background. Just look at it. Look at it. Okay, let me take a seat. Talk to you for a minute. There's like the best part and the worst part about doing Instacart, Uber, Lyft, and everything. The best part and the worst part. So there's like the really good and the really bad. I mean, I guess you can have them in between. I guess sometimes it could be super chill and everything. But I just want to tell you what is the best part that everyone can agree upon and the worst part. So the best part is this. So it's kind of like being free. It was a beautiful day or something happening. If there was a concert or just anything, that luxury of being like, oh, I want to do that. Okay. If you need to make more money, work more, save up and do that. Take off when you need to and everything. Just the freedom. Look at how beautiful it is. I could watch the sunset right here if I wanted to. You know, it's getting a little bit later in the day. So the sun is going to be setting soon. And just watching the water, if I want to hang out with friends, whatever. It's like living your own life, whatever you want to do. You just do it. That got to be the best part. You know, it's not about like, oh, I make so much. Oh, over a 9-to-5 job, the pay is like, whoo, out of this world. No, nobody's gonna say it's the pay. The pay is not the best part of doing all of these apps. It's the freedom. It's the it's like, what's more important to you? I cannot stress that enough. The freedom is everything. That's everything. I remember being sometimes at the walking company and just looking outside. Everybody going shopping. I want to go shopping. You coming in here and I gotta service you. I want to buy the shoes. Like, I want to get out. Being behind this glass door, like, you know. And I didn't want to feel like that. And then, so that's the absolute best part. The freedom. Free. Now that's the best part. Now what is the worst part? Oh, look at the birdies. I don't have any bread. Would you come to me? That's not even a sign. Come here. Come on. It's like I don't know what to do. Come here. That's like a sign. That's a sound for a cat. I do that for all animals. It's like I don't know what else to do. Come here. A squirrel came to me before. I had a squirrel come to me, like literally eating out of my hands. And people say be scared of them because it causes rabies. Anyways, so that's the best part. What's the worst part? It's funny because if you think about what's the best part and what's the worst part, everybody will get it twisted. Everybody would think it's for the money. Everybody will think people do these apps strictly for the money and that's the best part and they wouldn't do it otherwise and everything. But it's not. It's really the freedom. I tell you guys, it's really freedom. Because you know why? The money is actually one of the worst parts. I wouldn't say it's the worst parts, but I just have to say that. I just got to complain a little bit about the money because it's good when you do it for a long time. It's good if you put the hours in. I hear people saying they put in 12-hour days or 15-hour days. I mean, I'm like, that's just like getting a regular job and then asking them for overtime. You're gonna put in that many hours, then you're not really saying like, oh, I'm so free, you know, like you working so much that you have a free job, you know, and that's it. It's not really free if you dedicate so much time. One girl told me, she was like, I made $800, like I make about $800 a week on Instacart alone. And I'm like, really? That's good, you know? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I said, you do that? I said, you do it 7 days a week? And she said, no, I do it like 5 days a week, but I put in long hours. I do about 12 hours a day for 5 days a week. I calculated that. I'm like, not longer, like 60 hours or something for $800 a week. $800, that may sound good, but when you think about the work that you put into it, you might have to rethink that. But yeah, so it's like, So the money is actually, I don't want to say the worst thing, but it's the most complaint thing about, you know, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna give you an example. And then you probably see this in another video, either before or after this video, but I'm gonna have to call and complain about this one, but I drove for Uber for a whole hour. It was like an hour and a half, but that was between having a Uber pool, so picking up another person. But one person alone drove me an hour. And because it was during traffic time, which is why it was so long, it was only 30 miles away. And since it's not, you know, charging a lot per mile, I'm not getting money based off of how long it took. Like, I'm not getting money based off of I just spent my hour with this person. I'm getting paid because it's per mile, and I think it's like 88 cents per mile. So it's not even like, you know, 30. If it was $1 an hour, that would be $30. But then Uber got to take their cut and everything. So after the Uber pulled, the whole entire trip ran me about $30. Now just imagine that. Over an hour. If you do that, you know, consistently, and you got hour rides, you know, and then you can say you're getting paid $30 an hour. But when you really think about that, I just drove a whole hour and got $30. Actually, I drove a little bit more than an hour. So when you think about that, that's like something gotta give me. But yeah. So when you think about that, it's like. But that's some stuff that they won't tell you. Actually, some people is honest about that. But yeah, it made me rethink that. I'm like, oh, I see why people say only drive Uber during like surge hours. If you do it when it's not surging, it's not worth it. Or, you know, do short rides, a bunch of short rides. Do not take any long rides because it ain't shit. You know, I hear a lot of people saying that in these videos and stuff like that. That is just about accurate. So I'd say that's one of the worst things. When you think about how much work you put into it for the pay, at the end of the day, you'll say the pay is great. I mean, come on now. Let me tell you guys. They say you can tell a person not lying through their eyes. Look into my eyes. There has been several days I made $250 a day, per day, with Uber alone. Now you'd say, oh, I want to do Uber. A lot of people say, I want to do Uber. But that's when, if I felt like I had to make money, then I grind. And I spent from like maybe 7 o'clock in the morning to like maybe 8 o'clock at night or something. 8, 9. I don't know. I don't think I stayed till 9. I don't remember. But I know that it was freaking long hours. When I say long hours to make that, and I'm just being honest, I'm just being real. You know, so when you think about that, because some people make $200 in a week, some people make $300-400 in a week. I did that back to back, so I made $500 in 2 days, and it was during a bonus and everything. So I actually made 5, 6, 7 because I got an extra $700 in 2 days. Some people make that in a week. I'd say that's pretty damn good, but the work that I put into it is pretty damn much. Okay, so the money is good, but the workload is not. That's the best part and the worst part. And I know I was really clear on the best part, but not so much on the worst part. You know, it's between the time, labor that you put into it and how much you get paid for it. So, you know, that's what it breaks and boils down to.